that's why Megan always talk like jail was certain for me. At what expense did you pay to get me up out the way? A career that's going worse than an album that's selling 8K.
All right, so I got a chance to listen to this Tory Lanez Peterson album, and it's a lot to talk about, man. He dissing Megan, talking about his lawyer, gave Joe Budden a shout out. It's a few shout outs on here. Gave Nicki Minaj a shout out, but I want to focus on some of the stuff he said about his case in this video. So like and subscribe and let's get it. So I want to bring y'all to a song called Verdict. And this is where he started talking about his lawyer and saying that basically he felt like his lawyer was being paid by the other side. I don't know if that's Rock Nation, Megan Thee Stallion, but check this out.
Go to your DNA expert and say don't test you. You fully excluded but inconclusive is what she tells you.
All right, so he talking about the DNA, saying that it was inconclusive. Remember, that was something that was heavily talked about during the case. A lot of people felt like, well, if it's inconclusive, how could you say Tory did it? Okay.
The DA's first offer was 9 years. The second it was 6 at 85, about 5 years. My lawyer.
I thought that was interesting too. He said he got an offer for 6 years before the 10. Now looking back, you think to yourself, should he have taken the 6? But he goes on to say, hey, I didn't do it, so I kept turning it down.
Pressing me to take it, I'm like, nah, I ain't do the crime, so I'ma sit it down right here. She's losing my bail hearings, I feel like it's on purpose.
All right, so he talking about his lawyer. He said, hey, she was losing my bail hearings. I'm thinking that she was doing it on purpose.
She's a black woman, so hey, I say I trust it. But at what point is it, nigga, you did me dusty?
All right, so he say, hey, she was a black woman, so I was trusting it. And that's something you see a lot when it comes to black people in court. It's like, okay, well, my lawyer black or the judge is black. You be thinking you gonna get some favor because somebody is the same race or color as you, right? But sometimes those people might be doing you shiesty. Now, here's the part where he basically accuses the lawyer of playing dirty.
Working for my accuser and working for me. All of it.
Working for my accuser and working for me.
Y'all have my lawyer in y'all pocket, she circling T's, and that's why Megan always talk like jail was certain for me.
Y'all had my lawyer in y'all pocket, and that's why Megan was talking like jail was certain for me. So he does say Megan's name, you know, verbatim. He didn't try to dress it up. He didn't try to put a subliminal. He said Megan's name. I don't know if this is the first time I've heard him say Megan's name in a track, but I feel like it is. I think it's a lot of times, even on the Daystar album, where he's alluding to things about Megan Thee Stallion, but I feel like this is the first time I heard Tory say Megan's name in a song since the case.
It's cause y'all paid for them 10 years, let's keep it honest. My judge said
y'all paid for them 10 years, let's keep it honest. So then he starts to talk about how him and his lawyer parted ways. If y'all don't know, he changed his lawyer during the case, and this is what he says.
You knew that I found out what you did right before the trial. You quit before I fired you and did it with a smile.
Now, this is crazy because he put out the recording of when his lawyer basically agreed to end his case, and it seemed like she was laughing.
I don't know if you saw my email to you last night, but it basically says the same thing.
Now, this man fighting for his life and she giggling on a voicemail. Now, look, I'm not trying to sit here and convince you about who was right and who was wrong. Tory is doing his time, okay? But we just discussing what he said on the album. But regardless of if you on team Megan or team Tory or whatever, just imagine you hearing your lawyer giggle. Like, I don't want to see my lawyer laughing at any time if I'm facing 10 years to whatever. You feel me? That's just me. Now, on a song called My Shayla, this is when he started dissing Megan. Now, it was It was a few subliminals here, but I think we could get the picture, all right? Check this out.
Rock Nation coming from Milagro, that's really funny. Even more, they trying to find ways to relate it to me.
So he even mentions the Milagro lawsuit with Rock Nation, which is very interesting. And he said they trying to pin it to me. If y'all don't know, I saw something about they were trying to get Tory to testify about his relationship with Milagro. So speaking on that is very interesting as well.
If I was petty, I would countersue because I got evidence. Megan Cuniff been on payroll to play a dummy.
And he talking about Megan Cuniff. Y'all know that's the reporter that basically blew up since the Tory and Megan trial. She even started a YouTube channel, and a lot of people felt like she was biased towards Megan and always had something negative to say about Tory. As a matter of fact, you might have heard about her recently since she made a bet with 50 Cent that A$AP Rocky wouldn't get off, and 50 Cent still wants his 100,000.
Gotta be the same standard if it's the same for me. Accused of rape and y'all don't want to judge the way you judge me.
All right, now, when he said accused of the R word, I think he's talking about Jay-Z. Y'all know Jay-Z was recently accused with Diddy. And of course, that case did get dropped. But I guess Tory is saying, hold the same standards for other people that y'all holding for me.
When it was me, I was socially found guilty before they even proved it.
When it was me, I was socially found guilty before they even proved it. Talking about basically, I mean, let's be honest. Tory still had the umbrellas saying that he wasn't guilty. Even people like Milagro Grams, but the overwhelming amount of people online, especially the women, they did say, you know, Tory was guilty before the trial even took place, and people wanted him in jail before they even got to court. Let's be honest.
At what expense did you pay to get me up out the way? A career that's going worse than an album that's selling 8K.
At what expense did you pay to get me out of the way? A career that's going worse and an album that's selling 8K. As y'all know, the sales have not been popping like Megan Thee Stallion's ass when she twerking. Okay, let's just be honest. Still love Megan. Looking good. Looking like a little black anime character. But yeah, the music isn't selling. Her personality is what's popping now. You know, it's more about putting her in ads than it's about music. Let's just be honest.
4 documentaries while I've been right here in the cell, and none of which
4 documentaries while I've been right here in this cell.
And none of which I've never ever consented myself. But y'all tell a story like I done said it myself. And
all right. He said, I ain't consented to no documentaries, but y'all telling the stories like I said it myself, okay? And he even kind of spoke about her recent restraining order because he said, hey, they trying to paint me like I'm dangerous and I'm in the cell. So, look, Tory was getting out a lot of his feelings in this album. And I guess one of my concerns is, can Tory get in trouble for anything that he said on this album? Now, I get that he's already doing his 10 years. What can they do to him now after the court case is over? But at the same time, you know, I don't want to see his situation get worse. Because there was a few things I heard on this album and I was like, hold on, I don't want you to get in trouble. Like, he got a song called I F'd a Lady Cop. And it sounds like he's talking about, you know, having some type of situation with a female cop. And I'm like, Tory, I hope you are not making songs about a chick you smashing in jail. Because look, that be happening. Now, maybe it's creative and stuff like that, and I hope it is, but I'm just like, don't make your situation worse. And I'm surprised he was able to get this album out because if y'all remember, they went inside of his cell and took his equipment. So he recorded all of this on a phone. And shout out to the engineers and the producers. It sounds really high quality. Like, even with my expensive equipment, I can't really hear a lot of flaws in this album. It's very professional for something that he recorded while he was locked up. And you can tell all of this stuff is basically new because all of the content seems to be about Tory while he's in jail. He's talking about his life in jail. He's talking about situations in jail. So this isn't a lot of previously recorded stuff. To my knowledge, it sounds like all 20 songs is new content. Now, I do think the album is pretty good. I got a few songs in my playlist. I think the album gets better after around, I want to say the later half of the album is stronger than the first half for me. And I do see a lot of people being able to relate to his situation because it's a lot of people locked up. I think Tory also wanted people to remember that he's locked up in Cali in the middle of gangland, and he has had a few situations while he's locked up. They're saying he's getting into fights and whatnot. So yeah, I'm sure he's having a stressful time, but you know, he looking like 50 Cent from Get Rich and Die Trying, staying in shape. Pause, no Diddy.
Hey, no Diddy, man, no Diddy.
But when you in there, you got to do the best you can do to keep your mind off of your situation. You know, you got to work out, and it's not like he's going to come out and have to start from scratch. I'm sure the money is still doing well. The streams are still doing well. We'll see what this album does, you know, after they can get the numbers and let us know how many people listen to it. And I will say this isn't getting a big label push. I can tell by looking at social media. I can tell by, hell, when I went on Spotify, I was scared it might not be there because it was pushing so much new music at me. I was like, damn, I hope they was able to get it on Spotify and on these big streaming platforms. I'm assuming it's on Apple Music and Amazon and other places, but it's not being pushed to the forefront. You see what I'm saying? So this doesn't feel like a UMG release. It don't feel like a Rock Nation release. It don't even feel like when Some Sexy Songs for You came out. So I doubt if it'll get a lot of playlisting, but we'll see. I think he does have a few singles on here. I think the Lady Cop song could do well. I think Sailor Moon could do well. And I think Nine Side could do well, just talking about singles. Things that fall into Tory's wheelhouse, the R&B bag. I think those songs can do well for him. So we'll see. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about the album. Do you like the album? Are you impressed by the high quality of the album? And what do you think about the shots that Tory is throwing throughout the album? Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.